He was a magician with the ball, a street kid who conquered the world, a World Cup hero, a national god. But behind the brilliance, there was chaos, addiction, scandal, collapse. This is the story of Diego Maradona, the man who lived like no one else and fell like no one else. Diego Armando Maradona was born in 1960 in Villa Fiorito, a slum on the outskirts of Buenos Aires. He grew up with nothing except a football. By age 10, he was juggling balls at halftime shows. By 16, he was playing professionally for Argentinos juniors. The world had never seen anything like him. Small, stocky, fast, with a left foot kissed by the gods. In 1981, he joined Boca Juniors. The stadium screamed his name before he ever touched the ball. 1 year later, he signed with Barcelona for a world record fee. Europe was ready for Diego, but it wasn't ready for the chaos that followed. His time at Barcelona was short but explosive. He dazzled fans, but he clashed with teammates, fought off brutal defenders, and suffered a horrifying ankle injury. In the 1984 Copa del Rey final, he sparked a full-on brawl. Barcelona had enough. Diego needed a new start, so he moved to Napoli, a struggling club in the poorest region of Italy. And there, something magical happened. He didn't just join Napoli, he transformed it. 2 league titles, a UEFA Cup, Super Cups, goals, passion, glory. For the first time, southern Italy had a champion, and his name was Maradona. In Naples, he wasn't just a player, he was a god. In 1986, Diego took his legend to the world stage. He captained Argentina at the World Cup in Mexico and delivered one of the greatest performances in football history. In the quarterfinal against England, he scored 2 of the most iconic goals ever, within minutes of each other. First, the hand of God, a sneaky punch into the net. Then, the goal of the century. Maradona dribbled past 5 defenders and slotted it home. Argentina went on to win the tournament. Diego was unstoppable, untouchable. Back home, he wasn't just a sports hero, he was a living symbol of pride and power. But with fame came darkness. In Naples, Diego had it all: money, power, glory, but also addiction, pressure, and enemies. Cocaine entered his life, and it never left. He started partying all night, skipping training, missing matches. His phone was tapped. The police and press followed his every move. Rumors linked him to the Camorra, the Neapolitan mafia. They protected him, but they also controlled him. The line between legend and liability began to blur. In 1991, it all fell apart. He failed a drug test and was banned from football for 15 months. Then came the leaked phone recordings, ordering drugs and escorts. The public was shocked. The media devoured it. He left Napoli in disgrace, his reputation in ruins. He returned to Argentina, but he was no longer the same Diego. Slower, heavier, haunted. In 1994, he made a surprise return to the World Cup in the USA. He scored a goal against Greece, a beauty, but his wild-eyed celebration raised alarms. Days later, he tested positive for 5 banned substances. He was expelled, not just from the tournament, but from the sport. His final moment at a World Cup was surreal, being led off the pitch by a nurse. It was no longer myth, it was tragedy. After football, the chaos continued. Diego spiraled further, in and out of hospitals, rehab, and scandals. He gained weight, collapsed on TV, had open feuds with other legends, ranted about politics. He even hosted a bizarre talk show, full of emotion and unpredictability. But somehow the love never stopped, because Diego wasn't fake. He never hid. He was raw, honest, messy, human. In 2008, against all odds, he was named manager of Argentina. It didn't go well, but it was pure Maradona. On November 25th, 2020, Diego Maradona died of a heart attack. He was 60 years old. Argentina declared 3 days of national mourning. Millions took to the streets to say goodbye. Murals, candles, tears, chants. The boy from the slums had become immortal. Maradona wasn't perfect. He was flawed, complicated, chaotic, but he was also fearless, brilliant, unforgettable. He once said, "I made mistakes, but I have clean hands. I played with my heart." And that's exactly how the world will remember him. This was the rise and fall of Diego Maradona, the genius, the chaos, the man who became a god and died a legend.